It's time for Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson on the porch here at Milberger's at 1604 in Bulverde Road, encouraging you to come by and visit with us. I'm going to, I'll do that in a second, but I'm going to throw it to Mark because if you have not gotten your Christmas tree yet, you need to head on over. Even if you have gotten your Christmas tree, you want a second one. Fresh cut tree.
Well worth the price because they are 50% off all Christmas trees.
Yep.
We still have a wide selection of Frasers and Nordmans, and you told me one noble fir. A noble fir.
Yeah, I found them. Yeah, so it's while supplies last, obviously,
and there are still some of the living Christmas trees. So
did you see some that you particularly like? You were walking around, Calvin. Did you see something you?
Well, there was Aleppos, and there were Italian stone pines.
Still Aleppos? The best pine tree for San Antonio? There are still Aleppos left? Amazing. Come on by.
Okay.
A few, I guess.
I got to start the Calvin and Zions.
All right, so we've got lots of Christmas trees. Poinsettias are 50% off, too, while supplies last. So come on out to Milberger's now and get those Christmas gifts for you or someone in your world or, just come on out. And it's chilly, so you're just going to come out, get what you want, and head back to the car.
I was kind of waiting for Milton to give his it's great here, the weather's great here at Milberger's Nursery spiel that he does every single show. But
that's not true.
He hasn't done it. It is a little...
Are you saying the weather is bad here?
Yeah,
no,
what the heck?
Just, it's a little different.
It's a little damp.
Yeah, wind is cold.
You take the wind and the chill out, and it's 68 or something.
Kind of reminds you of home, doesn't it, Calvin?
No, does it?
In September.
Like a nice March day.
Oh, all right.
Halloween. That's it.
Yeah, Halloween. Yeah, Halloween would be good, yeah.
All right. Calvin, I'll let you either confirm this and say, okay, yes, please help, or you can go, nope, don't bother calling. But based on our conversation earlier, if you have experience keeping coyotes out of your yard, we need you to call 210-308-8867. Calvin's got coyotes. They're camping in the house. They're in the yard. They've set up tents. They're all over the place. So
no, I kind of was relying on my West Highland Terriers to chase them away, but I guess a 17-pound terrier doesn't scare a coyote much.
Apparently not.
No. But what Milton's talking about is that they have decided to hang out in my brush pile, and as long as they're there, they harvest the water from the drip irrigation system, and they don't bother. I mean, I go ahead and get it fixed, and then I was telling Milton that this morning I went out to review the work, and they're all broken and chewed, all the lines again in my cut flower garden and my vegetable garden. So I was thinking that it may be more than just drinking water. They're having a good time, I think, from terrorizing my irrigation system.
But how are they doing on rats and bunnies and other vermin?
No, well, they don't bother with them because in Dream Hill Estates, we've got so many deer that get run over that they compete with the vultures on the deer bodies.
Smorgasbord. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable scene that I experienced just a a week ago, and there was a body there, and there were 30 vultures, and the pair of coyotes were trying to, and it was 8:30 in the morning, which is unusual, but they were trying to drag it into the bamboo thicket.
So, okay.
And the coyote and the vultures were just overwhelming
on the other end, pulling. Okay, yeah. Or adding weight. We all get on the carcass. You can't pull it.
So if you Google it, the first thing that comes up is Acme Coyote Trap. I don't know if you want that or not.
Yeah,
is that from Walla Walla, Washington?
Yeah, it's from Walla Walla, Washington. Yes, exactly.
At very least, nice. I'll try a repellent, and then I'll. How many times do you think I should call my irrigation contractor back to fix it and pay for it?
Maybe you should wait
before
until you finally.
That sounds like a nice April job.
Problem with waiting, of course, is that I've got a garden full of vegetables and flowers, and you, with our lack of rain, they entirely rely on the drip irrigation system. So
now, okay, so I did Google, and again, we want you to call in and help Calvin out with this. I did Google coyote repellent spray and got coyote repellent sprays work by mimicking predatory scents like coyotes. Oh, nope, that's the scent has coyote in it. Never mind.
Yeah, that might attract them.
It might.
Like some nice
what is that, Ralph?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My two...
what's he doing here?
That's Ralph Lauren.
Oh, thanks.
My two Westies have opposite attitudes towards the coyote.
Oh, do they?
Darcy, the older one, is just unconscious about the threat.
Yeah.
So she just goes out there and tries to follow the trail, and I worry about her. Tilly alternately goes out and then runs back to hide behind me, so can't win. Well, I'm trying to talk my neighbors into lending me their Airedales. I think the Airedales...
that would scare them off?
Yeah, but the Airedale, they're only a house away, but it's amazing how bold the coyotes get used to the situation. And they've determined that this is a pretty neat place to make a living and have fun and get water and everything. So it's kind of an interesting. I have to admit that I was more sympathetic to the coyotes than I was to the vultures.
Oh, okay.
On the latest deer didn't run over.
Well, right. I think we need some wolves to be brought in.
Yes.
If anybody knows of some spare wolves,
bring them to Calvin's house.
Bringing them to Dreamland Estates, yeah. Or some from wolf urine.
No, well, there's some in Japan. They got those spare bears to give them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're having trouble with the bears doing the same kind of activity as the coyotes are. They're just spreading. They're spreading their range back to its original range, and they're seeking, and they've been protected from humans, so they just kind of wander around the houses, and if the neighbor challenges them, they say, well, you're just a little human, and I'm a bear.
Yeah, that's the way bears can be.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're like that. All right,
so I think I'd rather have coyotes, I guess.
Oh, maybe so, yeah. All right, 210-308-8867. Would James, where he lives, have had coyote problems?
Probably. Anything.
Well, he's in a... I believe he's in a rural area where he could take an action if you
a dramatic action.
Oh, dramatic. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah. Yes, he would have experienced coyotes.
Okay.
However, the solution would be different.
Yes, I understand. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. All right, gentlemen, do you want to jump to your article? Because you were talking about it, and it's a good article in the Express News today. We can do that, or if you want to jump to something else, we can do that.
Yeah, we try every year to talk about the issues that gardeners can address because of their knowledge of environment, and also they're usually involved in the community and have social knowledge and interested in having a positive impact. So we list a number of issues. Some of them are pretty obvious. We talk about complying with your water conservation requirements, water use requirements. Another thing that I emphasize, Mark, there is that compliance, but also input. I think we talked about how successful San Antonio has been in water conservation, and I believe that one of the main reasons it's been successful is that we've had just an alliance of not just the gardeners, but the active, the environmentalists, and our landscape industry, and we've had some pretty heroic elected officials, technicians, all kinds of folks. We've kind of come together and say, here's the rules that we need, and here's the amount of water we have to use, and let's figure out the best way to use it and still not ruin our resource. And so I think there's nobody better to be on those committees and providing that input than gardeners, because they use the water and they have a pretty practical knowledge of how much water is available.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is the proof is in the pudding when you talk about San Antonio's growth and then
still using the same amount.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing.
Approximately the same amount of water
for last 30 years.
Right. In fact, I think Karen mentioned that they're actually slightly below the normal use. We always figured somewhere between 117 to 121 or 122 gallons per person per day, GPCD.
And still, this is to me is one of the most exciting things, that we've got a viable landscape industry. We've got gardeners can have fun and can expand and do imaginative, attractive gardening, 12 months of color, and we still are able to get by on the reasonable amount of water, the water that we have available.
So David's on the line, but I have a feeling that David is recommending what we were suggesting that James might do. He's got a coyote recommendation.
Oh, cool.
Is this David Rodriguez, or is this our local friend David?
It just says David on hold.
Okay.
So, David, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Am I right in my guess?
Yes, sir. There's several caliber options that you have, and some are quieter than others.
Yeah. I'm not sure he can do that in the city, though.
My neighbors in my city police don't seem to.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Be interested in that.
You know, after the new year, though, the suppressors don't cost you a $200 federal tax stamp, so it would be very quiet, and I doubt anybody would even hear it. And then you'd also be helping out the vultures.
No. He doesn't like the vultures, though.
It's a circle of life thing.
There's also several gauges that, not only caliber, but gauges that are appropriate that you can choose from. Yeah.
The gauges, they're a little louder, a little broader, but I'm talking about very selective. Even a 22 would, right behind the ear, would be very quick and like I said, nobody's going to notice one shot. So
that's what I'll tell them when they put me in jail.
No, that's right. David said it was fun. Thank you, David.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
And
you
we
too, man.
usually say a small amount of vitamin PB injected at a very high
velocity.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take a break and come back, and then we'll talk to James, who's got an irrigation system question in just a second. Oh, do I got to? Okay. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road. James, you're up next on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. Late breaking news. They just lowered the Christmas trees to 75% off. All supplies last. So get on over. Now is definitely the time to get on over here and get that Christmas tree. So
why is that?
Because it's 75% off. I know, right? All right, we're going to go to...
and these things, I keep saying it, but they look amazing, and they are amazing, and so it's very easy to make a choice here at the forest, the Christmas tree forest here at Milberger's, because they all look good.
They almost look artificial.
They look so good.
They're so perfect that they look artificial.
James,
and yet
sorry.
And yet they're not.
Yeah. James is on the line at 210-308-8867. James, welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. How you doing today?
Oh, hey, how's it going? How you doing?
Doing
Just
okay,
fine.
man.
Yeah.
Good. What you know?
A while back, Mark was telling about the chew marks on the onions and plants, that if it was a certain angle, it was a rat, and if it was like something else, it was a rabbit. And I was wondering.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm with you now. All right. Or deer. Deer tend to be very messy, and a bite on at a 45-degree angle, very clean, very precise, is a rabbit.
And then if it's kind of chewed up with little smaller tooth prints in it, it's a rat.
Yeah, it's a rat or maybe a squirrel, otherwise known as a rat with a bushy tail. So.
Okay, the main lines go out on the growing beds, and then they're connected to the spray stakes every 4 foot for the tomatoes, and they have a tube running from the supply line to the spray stake, and I wasn't paying attention this summer, and somebody got out there and chewed like 20 of those in half, and I'm pretty sure it was a rat. I guess the only thing I can do is put out trays of water during the heat of the summer, because I don't think I can put anything on those lines to keep the rats from chewing on them.
So starting in 2006, and then 2009, and of course 2011, the last really big drought year. I started receiving reports from the irrigation people throughout town talking about all the drip lines were being chewed on.
Really? Well, and that's another thing we've talked about. Even coyotes will do that. Will boy, they really can tear it apart.
Right. I'm wondering whether the some of the drip lines, some of the fancier or more advanced drip lines have copper in them to prevent plant intrusion, root intrusion. I'm just wondering if that would have an effect on the chewing. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, and I'm wondering about that.
This is certainly the first time in all these years that I've had that kind of damage. So maybe with this, and it is a new line, so maybe that's an issue, Mark.
Mark, these are the lines. They're not the 3/4-inch lines that run the length of the growing beds. They're the little 1/4-inch lines that connect the feed line to the spray stakes. So I'm wondering, maybe put out some water for the little buggers, but what about a hot pepper spray or something on those lines?
That's about our only tool that we have in the tool, other than stronger stuff. Yes. Now you can make up your own recipe.
It certainly works on suet and bird feed. Those pepper sprays.
It keeps the mammals away.
Yeah. And of course, the squirrels are our main target on the bird feed, but they also. The raccoons don't like it, and the rats, the rodents don't seem to be interested.
I'm thinking you can make up your own recipe. You call it James's anti-rat or benign rat or nice guy rat prevention.
How much cayenne? Grow hot peppers. I can grow some hot peppers.
I know you can. So whether it's Thais or ghost peppers or cayenne, mix and match. Why not?
Okay, then I had a question for the doctor. I was given a sandwich bag full of freshly harvested Queen's Crown seed, or some people call it coral vine seed, and I was wondering how the professional nurseries handle those in the springtime when it's time to get them all going.
What kind of seed?
Queen's wreath, coral vine.
Coral vine, or some people call it Queen's Crown.
Yeah. I called it Queen's Crown, and I've been corrected several times.
Well, I don't know how the commercial folks do it, but it couldn't be too difficult because you can, if you have the seed, you can just kind of drop it along a fence and it'll germinate when the weather gets hot again.
Yeah, so I don't think it needs any preparation, any stratification or anything like that. I think it's just you just sow it. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Where you want it to be.
Well, I wanted to sell a few of them. I want to, so.
Well, then I would experiment with just a container. Just like you were starting, a shrub or something, or another vine, butterfly vine or something. But
but Calvin, those vines grow all over the place. So how do you contain them to a 1-gallon pot?
Well,
what's the trick?
They prune. They tried at the time for the germination when the weather gets warm, and then they try to sell them before they get into that stage, or in a pinch, they prune the heck out of them.
So when would that time be?
But
when do you think I ought to get them started in the spring to do what you just said?
I would. Let's see, I have started them by just putting them the seed out in the fall, or I've started them in putting the seed out in March.
Right.
And that works. And you talk about that first season. In my experience, they don't take over that first season. That's that second year when sometimes you don't even notice that, where are my coil vine that I planted? And then the next year you say, oh, wow, there it is. It was just hanging out or developing a root system. So that may be another issue why gives them an extra year.
So get them all sold before you overwinter them then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I would just keep the seed and plant it in March or April 1st.
Okay, what can I get to stick that hot pepper onto that tubing? What, just use like oil or something? What would make it stick?
So first thing that came into my mind, in my immediate mind, because I have some in the refrigerator, is a Caro syrup. So
just use syrup.
And just like paint it on.
Okay, well I'll try that.
That'd be like an attractive that they'll taste it and they'll go and they'll never want to do it again.
Okay, well, it's costing a lot of money to replace these lines, so that's the reason I'm calling and asking.
Tell me about it.
All righty.
Thank you,
sir.
guys.
Yeah, thank you. All right, 210-308-8867.
Let's put the word out on that coral vine, too, if anybody has any other hints.
It's a little later in the season. That is, you don't start seeing it until it gets really warm, and so I think you have some flexibility with it.
Yeah, and then when it does, it's fast. But that's part of that first season thing too. But you're right; that may be consistent with not seeing it until late in the summer that first season, and then the next year is when you get a major growth.
All right, 210-308-8867. We want to hear from you. Did we cover everything in your article? I don't think we did. Yeah. So you started off talking about conservation.
Yes.
And then what else did you kind of cover in terms of New Year? What is it? Maybe we don't call them resolutions. We call them new gardening habits for the new year. Or?
Well, we talk about in the first group is the rules that a community adopts to protect its water supply and also get the job done, protect its landscape industry. And then in San Antonio, we've got some issues. We used to be protective about the drip irrigation and declare it that if you use drip irrigation, it's saving a lot of water. That has changed now. So that's another issue where if gardeners want to get involved and do some exploration and then assert their what they find out, that's a great issue to consider, because I'm more sympathetic. If you use drip irrigation effectively, I think you can save a lot of water, and so that's one, of course, that I advocate. And then of course the next. Unless Mark, you want to add anything?
Well, I was going to insert here that Karen and I used to have some lively discussions. So she was an advocate for point source, kind of like what James was talking about. You have main line, and then you have individual little pipettes coming, microtubes coming to the plants. And I said, well, and I advocated for inline, the larger tubes with drip emitters at a regular basis. But it was a design opinion. So if you had 7 plants in a 100-foot square 10 by 10 bed, yeah, you might go with point source. But if you had 20 plants or 25 plants, then I would go with inline. The main thing, though, and this is what we found out, is that if you put the drip tubing like you often see it, 12 inches apart, instead of what you should be doing, 18 inches to 24 inches apart, then you're gonna waste water. And if you could do it every day, that doesn't mean you should do it every day. And
Or
so a lot of people
doesn't mean you have to do it.
you have to do it every day.
But
So we're starting to see these things. So some changes were made, but they were input on it. In fact, gardeners can have an exemption. They can go 3 days a week with their drip, but they should call saws and say that, we're going to do that and request an exemption.
one of the most challenging or controversial parts of this, that when they using drip irrigation for lawns,
Yeah.
and then you go ahead and water. Quite often they were watering every day, and that didn't save water or didn't accomplish what we were claiming for drip irrigation. So that's just one of the issues where gardeners want to just consider with the things that Mark and I have said, and we come up with a compromise that accomplishes protecting the water supply and also gets the job done in terms of our gardens and things. Yes.
Let's talk to Karen real quick at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Hi, Karen. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How are you doing today?
Great, y'all. I just wanted to let you know that rats hate peppermint and they hate cinnamon. So Amazon sells packets of these things, or you can just, pepper cinnamon around wherever they're eating and try that. That's all I had to add.
All right.
What does it target? What animals?
What animals does it do?
Rats. Rats do. Probably coyotes too, but rats for sure do. They hate cinnamon and they hate peppermint.
Yeah, you should try it for the coyotes. Maybe they won't.
So is that a peppermint oil, or is that the peppermint plant?
You can use the peppermint oil. Well, I would say the plant would work too, but the peppermint oil, or they sell packets on Amazon of the scent to get them away. But you can also cinnamon's very cheap. You can just pepper it around and see if it'll stay away.
That sounds pretty good. You might catch me out there licking those hoses.
There's no sugar in it.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I could exchange some of my coyotes with some of the rats that James was having trouble with there. I'll talk the coyotes into eating the rats.
I was going to say a business deal. I see an LLC forming here. Coyotes for hire. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That's all I had to add.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. That's a great idea.
Listen to you all the time. Appreciate you very much. I really do.
Thank you, Karen. You too. All right. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Let's take a break and come back in a moment while you give us a call. And we'll talk more about... Great idea, Karen. I want you should try that. All right. Back in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Mark Peterson, Dr. Calvin Finch. I'm Milton Glueck, and we're here at Milberger's talking gardening with you. Okay, so we were talking about your article. We talked a little bit, and then let me bring it back up here. Okay. Did you finish your topic on?
Well, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think the next major column we talked about composting.
Okay.
And then the other thing that we've that we haven't emphasized as much as we used to is, and we should have with the food situation. When we had to end our distribution of food for a short period of time, organizing. The importance of or the value of organizing a vegetable garden that helps meet the food needs of your household, and not just the volume of the food, but the quality of the food. The vegetables we keep talking about. food that, from fast food restaurants, that we should not eat as much as of that. And this vegetable gardening gives us an opportunity. And then, the normal graduation with that, if you can grow vegetables that help meet the quality food needs of your family, and then if you can also have some surplus and help the food bank.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of gardeners do that.
Yeah.
Or with your just as easy as your neighbors and neighborhood and your community. And there's some community gardens around town that is kind of under the semblance of Green Spaces Alliance that do a lot of the management on that. And then also we got to shout out to David Rodriguez, our friend. They are creating this huge urban farm on the east side. They're still moving in. Process. I always kid them because it's been about a decade of moving in and creating the gardens. But they'll show a lot of people, a lot of education opportunities to show people how to grow vegetables, maybe some fruit trees as well in our area. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can be quite simple and quite satisfying.
That's right, and high quality food that helps meet your family needs. If we talk about that, food costs are going up, and now of course it's obvious if you sometimes your gardening can be more expensive than going to the H-E-B and buying groceries, but sometimes it doesn't have to be. You can you want to do some planning, and you want to weigh the quality of the vegetable, and just of course there's other advantages to doing the gardening too. One of those in the article is we talk about how amazing results quite often you get when youngsters get introduced to gardening.
Yeah, amazing results not only in the garden but for the youngsters.
Yeah, for their success in school and their involvement in the community. And we participated in that kind of research here in San Antonio too, and it was consistent with the results that have been all over the U.S. and the world. In fact, that it makes a big difference. It just makes you more secure, makes you feel more in control of your life, and in addition to raising the quality of the products you're producing and your effort. So that's an important issue. And then we talk about compost too, Milton.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We talk about compost quite a bit here on this show because it is so important. Where you don't want to waste that organic material,
and it's important in our region because we're kind of conducive for redoing a lot of composting. The organic matter does not last. So.
Yeah, kind of recount that, Mark. Why? Just in simple terms, why it's different here, or more important here for us to have make sure we utilize that compost.
Microactivity, whether it be organisms or fungi or bacteria, prosper or become the higher activity in warm, humid weather. That sounds kind of familiar. Warm, hot, warm, humid weather, right?
Well, the humid,
I don't remember
except
that
for
today.
the humid part.
Yeah. The humid.
That's
humid
pretty much
It's the same as the desert, too.
Yeah, no, it's not the same as the desert. That's why it's pretty much every day in San Antonio in the summer. So, as opposed to places up north where we are, or where we grew up, Calvin and I, the process is not as quick. Well, down here, then, the organic matter is quickly used up. And so it's really important for us to provide organic matter on a regular basis. Well, one way you can really do that really well is do the composting. So your landscape materials, maybe some paper products, maybe a few kitchen items can all be put into the compost pile and decomposed into organic matter that could be used in the landscape or garden.
At very least, we need to utilize those leaves. And now, because sometimes it gets overstated, and people try to simplify it too much by saying it's compost results in high nutrition, but that's not really the case. It's a very small bit of nitrogen and other nutrients.
In fact, I would argue the other way.
Yeah,
it's a small amount.
Yeah, but it is there's so many other factors in there. It's amazing that it improves the water holding drainage capabilities. It just seems inconsistent that you can get both. But that if you got organic material from compost in your landscape or in your lawn or in your garden, it really is just much more efficient on water. It's more efficient on nutrients. If you add nutrients, if you use fertilizers, it makes them more important. Gas exchange. What we've talked about for the last few weeks, compacted soil.
Yeah.
And that the organic material, if that's available, that really counteracts that compacted soil too.
That was when I teach the budding arborists before they take their certification test. I go over, and usually it's the end of the program, so I have to hurry up. But there's like eight or nine benefits to compost or organic matter, and I try to go through them. But as Calvin's right, it's very interesting on all the different benefits of organic matter. Actually, it improved. One of the ones is improved soil structure, which also leads to the greater infiltration and greater water holding capacity. But that's an old farmer's term. That's called tilth. You have to have good tilth of the soil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's just more. Mm-hmm. And then, do we want to go more? Or
sure. We're doing okay.
One of the things we in this article that I emphasize, which I'm sure that most of our listeners won't be surprised about, is that I recommend or ask gardeners to consider the things they can do to improve the wildlife situation and the pet situation. If you have pets, all of us, we have pets, we love them, but we also have a responsibility on the pets to make sure that we don't have attacks, we don't have them creating a mess or pollution. And we want to kind of assess our situation. Just because we love our pets and we tolerate everything they do, doesn't mean that our neighbors or other folks will have the same appreciation. So if we're going to have a comfortable partnership or neighborhood, you need to make sure that you work together and your pets are not a burden in the neighborhood. And then, of course, the wildlife, the water. We've talked much about that.
Now, do you want to clarify wildlife? Does it mean coyotes too?
It used to. Now I'm taking them off the list. That is one of the issues that we have to deal with. It's kind of like water conservation is one. You have to tolerate some sacrifice in availability of water, And wildlife is the other thing. It's wonderful to have a viable wildlife population, and if we can restore the wildlife that has existed in the past, so much the better. But there are challenges and sacrifices, and sometimes you have to make some tough decisions about them. Well, one of the things is when I talk about the monarch presentations and the use of pesticides, we talk about the less insecticides you can use, the better off the monarchs are. But if you are dealing with have a mosquito situation, sometimes you have to use insecticides because of the challenge that they provide to senior citizens like me, and young people, and everybody else, in the fact that they're linked to diseases. The good news is that we're finding new routes to control things like mosquitoes and the diseases that are involved. But there's always something new there that we'll have to look at, and so we want to keep that in mind. And in terms of this article, gardeners with their environmental knowledge and their understanding of how insecticides and pesticides affect their favorite monarchs, for instance. You just have to be prepared for more compromises.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about that. In my youth, there were all the organophosphates and organochlorides, pesticide problems associated with those, but we had to look for other things. So, spinosad, MBT, they were known, but now they came to the forefront as possible pesticides or pesticide treatments. And we also developed IPM, Integrated Pest Management. So find out what the pest is, and then try to eliminate either the host or the cause before you went to a treatment.
Well, one of the interesting examples of that is when we get folks, we do the butterfly and milkweed classes, and we get the really enthusiastic attendance, and then it is without fail we'll get several gardeners that say, well, how can we deal with those beetles and those aphids? And then we say things, it's just that those of us that have been gardeners all our lives, we just don't like those aphids on our plants.
I said, so you go, just leave them, and they just don't worry about them. And they horrified. They get heavy, the breathing, heart palpitations.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and get you caught up with the news. And the new news here from Milberger's is the Christmas trees, the fresh-cut trees, while supplies last, have gone from 50% to 75% off.
Come on down.
If you haven't gotten your tree yet, or if you want to give a Christmas tree to somebody, Milberger's is the place to come right now. And there's lots of Frasers, some Nordmans, and there were maybe a couple of the Nobles left. So come on down to Milberger's at 1604 on Boulevard Road and save 75% on that tree that you were thinking about getting anyway, but you haven't gotten it yet. All right, back in a moment from Milberger's. Back with more of Milberger's Gardening, South Texas.
Looking at me going, come to Crazy Mark. We'll give you a deal.
On The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 930 AM, The Answer.
And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 930 AM, The Answer. Milton Glueck with Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, talking about gardening with you at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. One of the things we were talking about during the break was talking about the opportunity to do training and volunteerism and all the groups that you can join. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we emphasize that in the article, and of course we emphasize it here at in our show too, because all of us have been actively involved with the Master Gardeners, Gardening Volunteers of South Texas, San Antonio Men's Garden Club, and all the garden clubs. They're just the important role in the community that they play. You can. Of course, it's neat for the gardeners that can participate, because you can kind of pick and choose as much involvement as you want. Mm-hmm. You can get the intensive training that's involved for master gardeners if you can get picked to attend, or you can do the gardening volunteers of South Texas, where you participate and then you make the decisions about how much training you want to take advantage of that they offer. So that's there, and that's another thing it's not just we're proud of our Bexar County situation, but it's not just Bexar County.
No, you've had great success with Comal County, their master gardeners, and we've had a great relationship with Wilson County and Guadalupe County. So yeah, they're all over.
Yeah, and our Travis County, of course, has got an active Master Gardener chapter too, and then lots of good garden clubs. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, and consistent with that,
mm-hmm.
we talked about the youth and how much they benefit if they're involved in gardening. It gets them more involved in their school and everything. But it's great. What a contribution to your community if you can help your children or your grandchildren
mm-hmm.
or your neighbors, even to the youth, to get access to learn about gardening, have their own garden. It's just amazing to kind of watch them.
Well, and then the cool thing is too, we've mentioned probably two of the biggest, and you've mentioned some other ones. But if you have a very particular interest in gardening, if you love roses and you just want to hang out with other people who love roses, there's a Rose Society Club here in San Antonio, and probably in your county too. The Xerophyte.
The Xerophyte,
yep.
Otherwise known as the cactus.
Yep.
Well, even most churches and schools
they have
opportunities for you to.
Yeah, I think that was that Bud found, not Bud, Bert found I think an opportunity to do the garden at the church that produces vegetables for the people who do it. I think as well as the food bank and stuff like that. The what's it called? Doggone it, the church garden. But yeah. Now, is there a coyote society here in San Antonio that you can join? I guess not. I'll have to look it up.
No, we'll have. If there is, we'll have to have a negotiating meeting with them. See if we can't get them to be.
Its symbol is a roadrunner.
Yeah.
That's right. Raise your left hand and repeat after me. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. All right.
Yeah, but that. Hopefully you'll get a chance to take a look at that article.
It's
a real opportunity for and so many folks that have retired, and they're kind of looking for some involvement. And we keep mentioning how popular gardening is.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. So now is the time. If you're getting ready to retire or just retired, you're looking for something to do that's fun, that you get to interact with some folks that have some of the same interests you do, and you want to do something that really contributes to your community. The gardening and gardening organizations are offer that kind of an opportunity, and so check at that, and not just the people that have just retired, but the sons and daughters and the neighbors. Encourage those folks to get involved there. Remind them how important and how much they can contribute to the well-being of the neighborhood and the community that they love.
Do you remember? I think I have an idea, and I'm trying to find it real quick. But where folks can find the list of organizations in town. I mean, they could just Google Rose Society of San Antonio, but isn't there a list online somewhere? Is it the Garden Center?
You are, all of a sudden rings a bell too.
Yeah.
Now the
Garden Center.
Yeah, is that right? I'll look.
May have one.
The article does list the
okay.
website for
good.
For the gardening volunteers.
Yeah.
And then it's got a phone, recommends everybody that's looking for more information about the master gardeners. They just call their local extension service.
Yeah, and you could call either one of them and just say, hey, I'm interested in you, but also I'm really interested in cyclamen. I want to join the cyclamen society.
At one time, the botanical.
Okay, maybe that's where it is.
As well. With the asked for, Monday morning, you asked for the adult education leader.
What about the website on the San Antonio water systems? Their gardening, does it list?
No,
I don't know if we listed everybody who was on there because we're afraid of missing somebody on that. So, but anyway, that is a great place to get ideas about gardening, particularly landscape, design and maintenance. That's Garden Style SA and GardenStyleSanAntonio.com.
And the SAWS website is also a good place to find out those opportunities to have input.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're our city's continuing to grow, and we've had this drought continue, and hopefully we'll get rain and we'll get new water resources, but it'll continue to be a opportunity and a challenge for us to meet our interest in gardening and also to protect our water resources. So get involved in that and kind of monitor, and see where you get opportunities. And gamble a little bit. Take a chance that you say, gosh, I don't know if I want to commit to this, but give it a try, because it can be quite satisfying. It can be demanding, but that's not all bad, too.
And you had pointed out the picture, too, that you wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. Did you want to talk about that?
I had some issues with it's not bad issues.
Okay.
Again,
but it was important.
Calvin's article is wonderful. Okay. However, sometimes, this time they edited it wonderfully. Calvin was very happy about that, but I had an issue with the photograph.
And I have to admit, he has he's convinced me that he's probably right about that.
So it is a picture of a, quote, xeriscape in Canyon Lake area. And I have issue because it promotes the idea that a xeriscape must have rock and must have succulents in it. And I disagree with that.
It can, right?
It can. But it doesn't have to. To become a xeriscape, using the 8 principles that were promulgated by Denver Water back in 1981, the main issue is limited turf.
And we even advocate 12 months of color.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have 12 months of color without a stitch of lawn.
Or wasting any water.
Yeah. And so that's just my issue. Is I think we can use a lot of native perennials with that for that 12 months of color, and not use a single piece of rock, because rock doesn't grow and rock doesn't do anything. It just sits there.
Well, but can you tell that maybe Mark's education and his career has been involved with trees, growing trees, rather than exciting desert landscapes?
No, there's a very beautiful agave in there, bicolor. I'm not real happy with that cholla in there, but there's some ornamental grasses which are very pretty. Lindheimer, I really love Lindheimer, muley,
and there's some wildflowers that will grow in any kind of situation.
So why not have a beautiful bed and a minimal turf?
Yeah.
And you can put some hardscape in there, a deck. Oh, that's the ideal landscape recommended by Saz.
Okay.
1/3, 1/3, 1/3. There we go.
All right.
I just wanted to tell you that.
No, that's cool. James is on the line. Got another James on the line at 210-308-8867. Hey, James, you got some problems going on. What's happening?
Yeah, well, not really.
Good.
Well, possibly. Well, I took care of one short term. Okay, my 3 butterfly vines on my trellis on the west end of my patio. Past couple of weeks, I've always had gophers, and more so that I don't have dogs right now. But anyway, they're tunneling all around my newly planted butterfly vine, and I've been told or advised from other folks in the area that they love to feed on tender roots. And so one popped his head up literally about 12 inches from one of my vines. And his tunnel, and he popped his head up. And so is he feeding on those roots, and should I be really concerned, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, he certainly has a potential challenge because obviously there's something attractive there to in that environment, and I can't imagine what else it would be other than those roots.
Yeah. The only other thing here is Bermuda grass, adjacent to it.
That's tasty.
They feed on Bermuda root?
They feed on any root is what it, yeah. So,
okay.
So the answer is yes, they're feeding on roots. Whether or not they like the butterfly vines better than anything else, I don't know. But I know that they like roots. And so you have beautiful soil for them, too.
Oh, they love it, yeah. My dogs used to keep them under control because they used to hunt them and dig them. It was really amusing, entertaining to watch. Yeah, I mean, they would dig deep to get them. One day I saw one of my dogs, all you could see from him was his hindquarters above the ground. Yeah, I wish I had taped that. But anyway, okay, it's been an ongoing problem.
One time, James, I had my previous generation of Westies, and my Maggie, her name was, and she was much fiercer than my 2 right now, and I went into my bedroom, and there she was. She had brought in the squirrel she caught and put it in the bed for me to make sure I would appreciate her work.
Yeah, she has a gift.
Yeah. It's funny how they do that, because one of my dogs, my border collie, did something similar. She brought in a snake and put it in her food bowl for me, for me to inspect. Yeah, they like to do stuff like that. They're proud of themselves.
Yeah, ours doesn't do that. We have a border collie too, but thank God she doesn't do that.
Yeah. Okay, the second one. I took care of one gopher via lead poisoning, but I know there's more than one. I'm assuming there's more than one. So my Meyer lemon, I'm not complaining, but it's got a bumper crop on it right now. And I went out this morning and cut one off the tree for my life-size tea. And I'm kind of wanting it. I think they're at prime ripeness right now, from what I can tell best. I don't want them to get overripe. So is there a way, other than just juicing them all, which I do have a juicer, a citrus juicer, to preserve them? Can you freeze them whole, or is that a dumb idea, or is the only option is to just juice them?
No. Of course, I've never had a bountiful supply, but the lemons and the limes will last quite a long time, especially if you get them before they get too ripe. You just being in the refrigerator or even on the counter. So I don't think it's I think a month you could expect them to stay high quality. I don't know if that's enough.
Are yours ripe now?
Yeah, I think they're perfectly ripe right now, and my concern is I don't want them to get overripe on the tree, and
Do you remember the kikitsu thing that we talked about with Mary, where you were supposed to peel them, separate the things, and then freeze the little
the little wedges? Yeah,
I didn't hear that. So what does that entail?
So on the Satsuma, and it's a mandarin. So mandarins are real easy to peel and peel apart, the little sections.
Right.
So she's saying you can do that, peel each one, and then pull the separation, the sections apart, and the segments. And then freeze.
But we attempted to help her. We offered to eat all the extra ones.
Reduce her labor.
Yes.
We were labor-reducing offerings.
Does Meyer lemons have the same characteristics as the Satsumas?
No.
They'll last much longer.
Okay, good. Okay.
So, rule of thumb, second week in December. So you're right at, we're talking right at the optimal time.
I don't know if there is a option on that freezing, but the storage is certainly easier on lemons and limes than it is on Satsumas or oranges.
So would you think pick them and maybe put them in like a mesh bag and put them in the closet or a dark spot like in the pantry? Would that prolong them or not?
I do that, and at least they last at least a month before I don't. Yeah. So of course I don't have enough for a year or anything, but
no, they will dry, and but it's a lovely thing as they dry, and they're going to dry and smell nice. And
okay. So so I guess my question is this directly, or more to the point: should I pick them all and store them inside, or leave them on the tree for another month?
I'd pick them all and store them, but
okay. All right.
I would do a combination. I would put a few in the refrigerator, and then most of them in your sacks and in the air-conditioned house.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'll do that. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, let us know, James, how that turns out.
Will do.
That's good.
So, Dan, do you have coyotes, and do you fix them the same way you fixed your gopher?
I don't have coyotes, but I do. I had a revisit from my fox about 3 or 4 nights ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All righty.
Yeah.
Well, see, maybe he could help you with those gophers.
All right, thanks, James.
I wish it would. All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, 210-308-8867, and talk to Patrick. Patrick wants a gardening book recommendation. You've come to the right place, Patrick.
Wow,
Back after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. We go right back to the phone lines at 210-308-8867. Oh, and by the way, again, the Christmas trees are not 50% off. They're 75% off the fresh cut trees here at Milberger. So hurry on down and take advantage of that. Get a beautiful tree. Best Christmas trees in San Antonio. And right now it's 75% off. So if you've been kind of waffling, I don't know, now's the time to come down and get a tree for yourself.
Yeah, if they come down there and take a look at these.
Yeah, you'll fall in love with them.
They're great.
All right, let's talk to Patrick at 210-308-8867. Hey there, Patrick, what you say?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Calvin wrote this article recently, and I thought I saved it. It was in the Saturday paper on gardening books. So I'm really just calling to follow up because I can't find it. What I'm looking for, we have raised beds, and we have plenty of water there and good soil. But looking for a book for my wife on basically to give her some guidance on vegetable gardening. This is my second wife, and so I'm not dumb enough to criticize her on radio. But I think there's a lot she could learn about how she's going about trying to raise vegetables. And so that's what I'm looking at, something that would help her. The do's and don'ts of vegetables.
Yeah. The classic, the encyclopedia.
And the one I listed in the article was by Sam Cotner. Now, there's
could you spell the last? Could you spell the last name, please?
Cotner. And
got it.
Yeah, he was the department head of the horticulture department at Texas A&M, and great book, nice photos,
good,
simple, easy to read, and covers every topic you can think of.
And I missed the title of the book.
The Vegetable Book.
No, that's easy. The Vegetable Book.
Yeah.
Got it.
Neil also has a good one. Neil Sperry. And those are the only two I would recommend for that.
Now, does Neil's, is that the one that covers all the topics?
Yeah, it covers all the topics. Vegetables and perennials and trees and shrubs. But we always laugh because the only way to purchase Neil Sperry's book is through Neil Sperry.
Okay.
It's self-published or published.
Yeah, let us know if you need those addresses. But Sam Cotner's book concentrates on vegetables.
Yeah. You can look on what's that starts with an A? Amazon. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking now, as a matter of.
Or you can look at the A&M Press.
No, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
No, there it is. Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right.
It's older, but boy, it sure is good.
Good, cool.
Well, and the vegetable techniques really haven't changed that much. A lot of gardeners kind of lost touch on vegetables, but with the help of Sam's book, you can get back in there.
I just reread that line on there. It says he was there when you studied.
Yeah, he was department head.
So did they have paper and writing when you were there at that time?
Yeah, of course, no computers, but
they had to chisel out, the whole lecture.
And of course, no handwriting now.
Yeah. Wow, it's from 1986, January 1st, 1986.
Wow, that's good. Hey, that means it was good if it's lasting that long and still in publication. I don't really have anything else, and I may actually get the chance to swing by tomorrow, but appreciate the help.
You bet. Always happy to help, Patrick.
I was going to say, I have some glassware.
Oh, I got to find your glassware.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So thank you for warning us, because we'll both get our glassware out.
I'll try to find mine.
I just had 2 pieces of toast yesterday with some of your
the
jelly on it still. So I'm almost done with mine, and I'll bring the glass back.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, Patrick. Maybe so. That'd be great.
Bye-bye, Patrick.
All right.
Bert is up next at 210-308-8867. Chalmette. Bert, what's happening, Bert?
Well, no yard work. It's kind of cloudy and a little cool, so I'm doing inside stuff today.
Very smart, Bert.
I know it seems like coyotes is the subject of the day, but I wanted to ask Mark. Last week, you were talking about the Christmas tree stubbies, and I didn't write down where did you say to get them. Just go to the local Christmas tree places and ask them for it, or?
No, we've got them here at the nursery. The little round, looks like coasters. Is that?
Right.
Yeah. So, the little. Thank you. I didn't know exactly. Yeah. So we have them in a big box here. All the bottoms that we take off the Christmas tree before we put them in water, and they're half inch.
Yeah.
A quarter to half inch.
Yeah.
That'd be good fire starters.
Ooh, that's a nice idea.
That's what I've been using for.
Yeah.
But
Very fragrant.
Mine kept getting wet. So
What?
I had them outside.
Oh.
They got wet. Yes, Bert, come on by.
Either that or soak them in a polyurethane and use them as a patio coaster, something like that.
Oh well,
that'd be kind of cool.
They're good. Yes, they're most of them are even. A few are uneven.
Yeah, but most of them are.
Yeah.
Most of them are like coasters.
Yeah. You use the uneven ones for little shivs. Yeah.
Sounds like most of the populace were uneven, but I'll just leave that be. I know. Okay, for coyotes, Mark, wolves wouldn't work because they interbreed, and because I checked that out.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Rats.
Rat.
Mark has a whole load of wolves coming to his house now.
Yeah. When the wolves were reintroduced into Yellowstone, they pushed out the coyotes, and it caused a whole bunch of environmental changes. But one of them was pushing out the coyotes to enforce their dominance on them. But they do breed with them.
Okay.
So. What was I trying to say? Yeah, so the coyotes were feeding more on the deer, and then the deer, when the wolves came in, the deer were pushed out of riparian areas, and so it was a cascading effect of environmental changes.
I watched a documentary on beavers and how they were introduced to a fairly barren area, and all of a sudden they were a keystone mammal. They're a keystone rat. Let's put it like that, rodent. And it was about an hour long, and sure enough, after a year or so, all of supporting wildlife came back, as well as plants. I was totally amazed how much beaver had that impact on the environment.
Yeah. Whole classes of species, bird species, mammals, and plants are introduced once the beavers are introduced.
Yeah, now to the coyotes. There's one thing it's called I remember when I went to UNM, University of New Mexico in the 70s, I looked it up. They say they have no specific evidence, but I do remember the Department of Wildlife and Services were doing a sterilization. They were dropping, I'm not sure what they used to wrap the chemical in, but I think it was a specific meat or ground stuff type of process that only attracted the coyotes because if you just put them out there, any predator could eat them and it would sterilize all of them as well. But there's one thing I find: the University of Utah, or Utah State University, developed it's called CLOD, Coyote Law Operating Device, and then the University of New Mexico followed up in 1988. Most of them started around 1972, and it's just a device. They anchor it to the ground, and it's the same kind of shape and everything to get it's inactive or inert to get the coyotes to come to nibble on it. Once they get established as that's part of their routine, then they change it for the stereochemical in the device. I thought that was very interesting. But for anybody here, like what I would do if I had coyotes, I'd make sure all my mammals were the predatory type or carnivorous mammals were secured. I would take the cheapest ground chuck I could find and go get some decon and put it in there and let them dry a little bit. I'd mix it with egg so they pack together. And then I just throw it out where the coyotes are. And that decon is made of warfarin, which is what they use as a blood thinner for humans now, a certain day. And they just bleed out. That's what happens to the rats.
That's
they use several different forms of that for the hogs. I think they moved away from the
hogs?
warfarin. Yeah, hogs.
Okay.
So they moved away from the warfarin for the hogs. But I know they've used it.
Hey, Bert, did you
Yes,
ever
sir.
get involved with your church community garden? I know you talked about it.
Yeah, I know. Like right now, I'm working on my own. I got 10 cubic yards of ground soil, and I got 3 bales of straw, and I'm waiting on my raised bed garden to go in there. I got a 4 foot by 6 foot by 2 foot high. So I'm just thinking. I put cardboard where I'm going to put it to keep the weeds down. So I was thinking about just resting it on some of the old wooden pallets that are not treated, so it has good drainage, and filled in the cracks of the pallets with sand and some gravel. Does that sound copacetic?
Mark is thinking. Calvin's thinking.
No. I actually have seen it done like that. Not lately. I've seen it like online.
Online.
And actually, I had one of my coworkers write about it in the garden style.
Oh, okay.
So,
and I was really just asking because, Calvin's article pointed out today different opportunities for gardeners in the new year, and I know that you had talked about that, but I didn't know if you ever got involved. But it's
Well, I haven't been able to find a community garden around this area.
Okay.
Like I said, everybody has yards. I mean, like as I've told you before, since I moved in here, the backyard is the same size as my duplex. It's 40 wide by almost 60 feet long.
Okay.
So
You can have a spit-side garden in there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Bert. We got somebody else who wants to chime in on the Coyotes, too. It's the Coyote Show. Okay, 210-308-8867. Hey there, Beth. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How you doing today?
Hey, Beth.
Very well. Thank you for letting me get on. I wanted to mention, hearing Calvin talking about the coyotes, about 3 months ago, at 5 o'clock in the morning, just outside my door, and I'm about 100 yards from the road, and I heard this yapping, and it really scared me. It woke me up, and it was such a commotion. I mean, all kind of dogs barking, and I thought, what on earth is going on? Anyway, I realized, well, it must be coyotes, and a pregnant doe had died just a little bit near where this noise was coming from, and I had pulled it out into a more open place so that the buzzards could get to it, because out here it's best to let the buzzards come in, because to try to get somebody else to help you with it, no way. So anyway, I had pulled that doe out a little bit into the driveway, and this is what those coyotes had tackled. Finally I realized that's what it was, but such a commotion, you just never heard. It was scary to me, very scary. And neighbors said, yeah, they had heard the commotion up here, but I just listened. And later on, when I had the nerve to go out and look, and I was horrified to see the way they had eaten this doe, left the skin completely. Anyway, but
Beth, I have to admit, I'm over here kind of giggling because I can see in my imagination not you and the coyotes and the vultures all trying to drag that deer.
You're all fighting for it.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that if I didn't pull her out of the mountain laurels that were right there, it wouldn't start fermenting so quick, and I needed to get out where the buzzards could see it. You know, they'll fly around for 2 days looking for something. You know,
well, that's one of the advantages too of having a caracara, because caracaras will find them pretty quick and do the initial tearing apart, and then the turkey vultures and the black vultures find their spot after the caracaras.
Well, across the road from me is a big open, kind of a meadow-like thing, and I had seen caracaras over there before, but never right here on our property, you know. So I always rely on the buzzards and have plenty of those, and after they've eaten all of their good meat, they come to the bird baths and the fish pond and drink and are all happy and hopping around the yard, you know. But But anyway, later, I didn't go out and look at it anymore. I thought, well, the buzzards will come in. And so actually that day, that afternoon, the buzzards were already in here, and they cleaned, if you can imagine cleaning it up, they tidied it up to where it was more acceptable. The otherwise, it was pitiful. So,
what happened to the coyotes? Did they stay around or leave?
No. This was like 5:30 in the morning, and so by the time I got enough nerve to even open the door or anything, they had already finished and gone, and you could not see.
Now, you live over by me. You didn't send them over to my place, did you?
Yeah, Beth.
No, sir. I was surprised that they're coming in and preferring your livestock better than ours out here.
Well, they may claim the whole area and just move around, you know.
Ooh, but buzzards, I always am happy to see them, really, because even like a squirrel, if there's a dead squirrel, there'll be a buzzard out there. Anyway, that was my first experience since living here since 1957.
Oh, with coyotes? Oh, my gosh.
This is the first time I had them on my property. Now, other people say, yes, you can hear them a little bit north of us along a creek. You can hear them yipping, and I thought, well, yes, sometime in the late afternoon I do hear sound like a bunch of dogs barking. But never here. And your other caller said something about foxes. Well, I have two little foxes that cross the yard back and forth every day, first going west and then going back east. And I hope people won't shoot them.
Yeah. Well, Beth, we got to run to break, okay?
Okay.
We'll talk in a few.
Thank
you,
Beth.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
I think Beth loaded up a pickup with those coyotes and brought them to your house.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a quick break and come back in a moment. Our phone number, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. We'll talk a little bit more when we come back about what you could be doing in the garden right now, right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Turn it up. There we go. And don't forget, we've got the Christmas trees here, not for 50% off, but 75% off for the fresh cut trees.
What was that?
Not the living trees, for the fresh cuts. What's that?
What was that?
75% off. Crazy Millburgers.
Crazy Millburgers. Come and see Crazy Market. Crazy Millburgers.
All right.
It's a sale.
Sunday.
All trees must go. All trees must go.
Yes, it's while supplies last. Yes, sir?
Yeah, don't make them sound undesirable.
No, they're great-looking trees.
Yeah.
You got to come down and check them out. You will not be disappointed. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Sounds like we got a call coming in, but in the meantime, and you point this out, I think, in your article, too, there are things that you can be planting now, or is that things to do in the garden? But, yeah, you can...
Things to do in the garden.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's some veggies you can be working at. Anything new because of the...
Well, you can still plant broccoli, and if you can find spinach, onions, so we got lots of onion transplants here.
We got lots of varieties. We got red, yellow, and white.
Okay.
8 different varieties. And
hang on, Pete. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and the let's see, what are the other veggies? Oh, any of the green.
Any of the
Swiss chard and
I was going to say Swiss chard would be one of them.
Oh, I had another question. That it's consistent with our predators and our feeding on our vegetable garden. The cabbage have been
are they getting beat up?
ravaged by something. Oh. And if we had any rabbits, I would blame it on the rabbits. But we don't seem to have rabbits, and it's not just me; it's other gardeners in the area.
Maybe like the foxes are developing
they're working with the rabbits, I think. But anyway,
deer, but not in the garden. My garden is in a fenced-in area.
Leafy, coal crops and leafy vegetables are can still be planted and are ready to go.
Pete's on the line at 210-308-8867. Hey, Pete. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. What's going on?
Well, a couple weeks ago, you were talking about hearing a bird and wanting to know what it was.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And I was gonna tell y'all there's a free app called Merlin, and it's sponsored by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology.
Oh, there it is.
And if you put it on your phone, and then you hear the bird, you hit that ID, and it'll not only tell you what kind of bird it is, it'll show you a little picture of it.
Oh, cool.
And,
so Merlin, Merli. Cool, I'll go look for it.
Yeah, you can add it, and then when you get mystified by some kind of bird, it'll tell you what it is. Yeah.
Could you hear the bird call or the bird sound from in the audience?
No, I just overheard. I heard you talking about it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And figured I'd tell you about that to help you out.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I'm still guessing it's titmouse.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, it's something we hear.
Yeah. Oh,
we've heard it before, yeah, but I can't remember exactly what it is.
But I think it was important that you mentioned those two sounds.
Yeah, where two sounds. They're kind of like, and then, ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Did you hold up your phone to the? If you hold up your phone to the radio, then we can see if it recognizes that it is anything.
I don't think it'll.
I don't think it will either. I think that sounds like Milton. It says on that.
Yeah.
Please find him
Mark's voice, and he said, "Coyote." Or
Well, thank you, sir.
Oh, you bet.
Big help. All right.
Have a good one. Merry Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas to you. 210-308-8867. All right. So we were talking about veggies, and you were talking about what's happening to your cabbage, which is sad. Anything else that we can, veggie-wise? You talk about lettuce and spinach. We've got the Crawford reseeding. Mine's coming up.
Yeah. Yours is. Mine still isn't.
Oh, is yours not coming up?
No.
Oh, that's odd.
There's quite often every gardener will have one or more plants that don't seem to cooperate with them, and the Crawford lettuce has been mine that I haven't gotten it to germinate. Now, of course, it has germinated sometimes when I didn't expect it.
Yeah, no, this was not expected. So I've got two little guys that are coming up, and my peppers are putting blooms all over them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And the foliage looks good?
Yeah.
Oh, that is good. Now, I
don't know what to
tomatoes.
do. They're in a container, so I can protect them, but you said your tomatoes are doing well?
Yeah, both.
Mine are kind of pooping.
Of course, both the BHN 968s and the Ruby Crush are producing a ton. And then I got lots of large green, but it's going to be kind of the same situation with those lemons and limes. I'm going to, I got to watch the temperatures, and when a freeze or near freeze is threatened, got to pick them all and let them all ripen in the house.
I think we're okay for this week. They sounds like Christmas is going to be warm.
Yeah. This kind of weather is pretty ideal.
Yeah. Oh, for the tomatoes?
Well, just for the garden in general.
Yeah. High tomorrow, 75. Look, it's sunny and 75 today. Ha! What's that?
Oh, even your pentas are
yeah, the pentas are doing well, which is surprising. The ones that did poorly when it was so hot and they weren't getting enough sun, they're just happy as can be now.
Happy darn.
Yeah, it is odd. They're up against the fence, so they don't get. But they're starting to bloom a little bit, and it's. But the foliage, the greenery, it's just gorgeous. I don't get it. Yeah, the highs this week are tomorrow 75, Monday 76, Tuesday 79.
Gracious.
Yeah, I know. So
I just thought of something else.
Yeah.
Herbs. There's some classic herbs to be growing right now. There's cilantro and chives. Of course, the fennel, dill, and parsley,
and the
and rosemary.
Christmas tree shaped rosemary. Yeah, Christmas tree shaped rosemary going up. That would make a nice if you're going, if you're going to a Christmas party or something, just
for those people who
one of
live
those.
in smaller apartments,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Patio, that rosemary Christmas tree is delightful. It's just really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fragrance in an apartment, it's wonderful even.
Al had a good idea, and that was to remind you guys of the hours for Christmas. So on Christmas Eve, Milberger's closes, they're open at 9 a.m., and on Christmas Eve they close at noon. And
so that'd be the 24th.
That'd be the 24th, and on Christmas Day they're closed.
Yeah.
And New Year's Eve they're open till 6, and New Year's Day they're closed. So, and you can find all this information at millburgernursery.com, and you can find the stuff that's on sale at millburgernursery.com.
But our weekends are they're open, and so we'll be doing the show, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about Festivus?
For the rest of us, no, I don't. They're apparently if they're open for Festivus.
Oh, okay.
All right, so 210-308-8867, but it's a little late. But what else can we think about gardening-wise? Lots of color. We talked about the pentas.
Hey, Calvin, look at the calendulas over there on the tables.
What am I looking at?
It's a calendulas.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're spectacular.
For those that are listening to us, yes, it's all this orange and yellow color, just
if you
coming out.
If you plant those, you probably whatever butterflies you have will find them, and of course the dianthus too. The butterflies still like.
Mm-hmm. And they've got the tall ones and the smaller ones.
Yeah, and there's Mark's favorite violas. Lots of different choices on the violas.
I think there's so versatile.
There's a lot of the oranges. That's unusual, though. There's so many orange and the purples.
Oh, in the color, you mean?
Yeah. Well, you always have some oranges, but they're always a favorite and disappears so fast. But and cyclamen. Now we got new colors. I bought a few more, and it kind of made it tougher for me because I had more colors to choose from. I wanted
these
purple.
There's a bunch of coral ones.
Is that what you're going to, the pink, this coral?
Well, yeah.
Coral
is coral. And the pink, two-tone pink.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
What are
the coral ones?
The coral ones. Okay.
The poinsettias, what are they on sale?
They're 50% off, too.
50%.
All supplies last. So.
Gosh, yeah, they're pretty. Look at that yellow foliage. Blooms on the yellow.
Hey, if people wanted to know about how to care for their poinsettias and their Christmas cactus on the Garden Style San Antonio.
Yeah, okay.
There's also an article coming next
week. You're going to write about that?
Yeah, I already did. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
Just on the poinsettia, though. And even if you want to put it in the landscape.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen some wonderful ones South San Antonio.
Yep. No, I saw that one. I wonder if it's still there. We'll have to drive by the Alamo Heights United Methodist.
Oh.
I'll drive by and check. All right, we'll say goodbye for today. Thanks to Al for doing a great job. And, of course, thanks to the guys. And thanks to you for listening. If we don't talk to you before then, Merry Christmas. And we'll see you tomorrow on Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.